Welcome, theater addicts. My name is Karen, and I'm inside 111 West Hastings, about to seek out Urban Inc. offices in order to see and review the organization written by Rochelle Miguel. I believe that this is the first production or play written by Rochelle, and also the first production by Unladylike Company, and it's in association with Urban Inc. I'm really intrigued to see this show because it's site-specific, and I love site-specific theater. Plus, I'm also really curious as to what she does with this story. It's about a young Asian Canadian in an office setting dealing with sexism and racism, which I think is a pretty much everyday occurrence in today's workplace, despite companies' efforts, to invite diversity into the workplace. I think it's still a constant struggle. And so I don't really know what I'm in for. I don't know if they're going to find a way to make it into a comedy, if it's just going to be really dramatic, really dark, really deep. Obviously, there's a struggle. As a woman in an office setting, I get it too. I see it. And do you speak out? Do you risk your career? Do you risk fitting in by saying something? Or do you suck it up and toe the company line because it's just what happens? So I'm really intrigued to see how this all plays out. Again, especially in a site-specific environment, it's probably going to be pretty cozy, as they tend to be, especially since it's in an office, and will basically be flies on a wall, I'm assuming. So I will get back to you shortly. Welcome back, theater addicts. With most site-specific theater, it was very intimate setting, which I anticipated being that was in an office. So if you do go, just be prepared to get cozy with folks and to be very close with the performers. And there'll be some eye-to-eye contact, and you might even be in the middle of the action. Again, it's not interactive though, so don't be freaked out by that. If you go to site-specific theater, if you haven't been, just do note that it is very intimate. There is a language warning. Unfortunately, as with most workplaces, language can be a concern, and so you see some of that. I wouldn't say it's excessive by any means, but you do need to be prepared for that. As far as the overall production, I would definitely say it was dramatic. At times, I definitely chuckled. It indeed was comedic, but not really meant to be. It was more comedic in its absurdity. Really, just the things being said, the reactions to the things, definitely absurd to the point where I couldn't help but laugh out loud, in a sense. But that's just because it was real, unfortunately. Maybe it's even an uncomfortable laugh just because it is so real, and therefore absurd in its reality, because these things happen. And I think that's the whole premise. This wasn't just about sexism and racism. It's all the isms, all the crazy things that happen in a workplace. And I found it very real because it's things I've seen regularly as an employee and even as a people manager, unfortunately. Also address the fact that when someone is seen as successful or productive in an organization, how their actions are often overlooked. I mentioned how so many organizations preach diversity in the workplace now, but it's not really a reality, and this addresses that. It's that you have companies saying all the right things, but their actions are completely different. And unfortunately, I don't see that changing, and I feel like that's what this production also points out to a certain respect. And what will change it? What will cause this to change? Will it ever change? The people who speak out, will they make the change? Will they make the difference? And if so, what sacrifice do they make? So, what's the end game of this production? I think it's really about starting a conversation. Like so many good productions, especially short ones like this, where it was just under an hour. And I love that because I love that it creates a lot of areas for discussion. And I think this, as I was mentioning, like so many others of these types of productions I've seen, especially this year, you know, for this to be shown as a workplace lunch and learn type thing, especially in larger corporations, whether it's a video or live, to me is a great conversation starter. Because of its absurdity, for people to see it and look at it and think, oh, that's ridiculous, that doesn't happen, and then to go back to their desks to find out within the hour, probably see and hear so many of the exact same things going on. I think you almost have to, you know, hold up that mirror to people in this way for people to truly kind of recognize themselves and others in order for things to change. So I think she's done a great job there. As far as the performers, I've seen a number of these folks in other productions, and I think that most of them do a fantastic job. You know, they're in very close quarters. They deal with the distractions very well. Again, I think everything there is done very tastefully and very real. Most of the characters are very believable. Some of them are a little pronounced, I guess you would say, maybe a little over the top. But I think even within that, there's a lot of reality. It's almost like the actors are acting, and I think you see a lot of that in the workplace as well. That passive-aggressive kind of demeanor. So again, if you want to maybe reflect a bit, come out with some work colleagues, come out with folks who are struggling with things in the office place. Maybe it'll help them realize that they're not alone. Maybe it's just something for anyone who works in any sort of work environment, which would be most of us, to see and to do some self-reflection. Maybe it's us adding to the problem. Maybe there's things that we do that we think are harmless and they're really not. So yeah, I think even though this is the first play by a new production company, they're onto something here. And I'd love to see more by them, more insight, more thought-provoking pieces. And kudos to the performers as well. I think they did a great job. So my name is Karen, and this is my review for The Theatre Addicts of The Organization by Rochelle Miguel for Unladylike Productions and Urban Inc. At the Urban Inc. offices. And if you did see this production, I'd love to hear your comments on it, so please do make some notes below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as check our website for other reviews and also upcoming productions. Thanks!